Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Tony Max. Y'all know I do it to the max. Coming back at y'all again with another fantastic episode of True to Life, where we discuss real life issues that affect real life people in real everyday life. Well, in today's issue, guys, we're going to discuss who should take the last name in marriage. What is the big deal about it? A lot of people don't understand. What is marriage, and how should y'all move with marriage? Whose last name should be taken? How does that even work? Well, we're going to discuss that today. So, I hope you got your pen and your pad. You ready? Come on, let's dig in. Okay, you guys. We're talking marriage here, right? Relationship, okay? Let's cover some basics first. Number one, women, let's get it understood. You give men access to two things. Women give men access to sex and children, okay? All right, let's get that understood. Set that to the side. Women, men give y'all access to marriage and relationships and protection and security and order, structure, discipline. Okay? These are facts. I'm not making any of this up. All women should be under some man's discipline. Not as in a dictatorship. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about your abusive ex-boyfriend who used to beat you up or who used to talk to you crazy and disrespectful. I'm not talking about none of that. God's word tells us that we are to love our wives as we love our own flesh. So guess what? If you want a good man, you know what a good man is? A good man is disciplined. Well, what do you mean, Tony Max? Well, that means that he disciplines himself from accepting that woman's advances at his job or when he's out and about, who's trying to flirt with him. He's disciplined. He disciplines himself. So you fall under his discipline in all categories if you want a good man, if you want a husband, preferably a good husband. So, what does that have to do with marriage, Tony Max? It's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Marriage is an institution, okay? And the way that it works is that you are a potential employee who has not been hired by anyone as of yet. And if you have been hired, meaning married, and you're divorced, then either you were fired or you quit your job. Either one of those are bad options on your application. Your resume says, okay, well, you know, I used to be hired, and once you're hired forever. This is a government job. So it's a wrap. It's done. Ain't no retirement. None of that. Retirement is death. That's retirement. Ain't no quitting. So if you quit, that's an indication that you don't have what it takes to be a wife. In men's minds, the way we think about it is like, okay, if she quit, why did she quit? What happened? See, marriage is supposed to be forever. For those of us, I'm only talking about those of us black men that are in the market for a wife. Not talking about Pookie, not talking about Ray Ray, not talking about Playboy, Tyrone. I'm not talking about none of them. All I'm talking about are eligible, whether you're a carpenter, a janitor, a taxi driver, a millionaire, billionaire, musician, sports guy, Fortune 500, corporate America, whoever you are. If he is a decent guy and he is in the market for a wife and he is considering you for that position, if you have any of these marks on your resume, that is not a good look for you. That's number one. Number two, if you're going into the marriage with fear and apprehensiveness, then that's a problem. Yeah, girl, just in case the marriage don't work, I gotta have Fred or Lil Ray Ray or Tyrone in it. It's not how it's supposed to go. This is an all-out me. If I ever get married, I've never been married, never wanted to be married. Still not sure if I want to. If I ever get married, and she will be a phenomenal, fantastic son of a gun if I do, whoever she is, she gonna understand this off the muscle, one time, period. I'm gonna get married one time, and that's it. So I'm gonna make sure that I scrutinize every detail of who she is to make sure that, you know, inside she matches what she looks like on the outside. Your inside is gonna have to match your outside. So if your inside is not attractive as your outside is, then it's not gonna happen. Now, here's how that plays out within the institution of marriage, okay? Because you're being hired for a job, let's say it's Walmart. You don't come in as Tanya Jones. Fill out your Walmart application. Walmart says, okay, you have all the qualifications. Come on, you're hired. And now it also becomes, it all of a sudden becomes Jones Mart. No, that's not how it works. It doesn't become Jones Mart. You didn't hire Walmart. Walmart hired you, so it becomes Walmart employee. Miss Jones becomes a Walmart employee because you don't work for Miss Jones no more. You're not unhired. You're not looking for a job no more. You have officially been hired. So you know what? You take on Mr. Watson's last name, or Smith. You take on Derek Smith last name. So you're not Miss Jones anymore. You didn't hire him, he hired you. You don't provide access to marriage. You provide access to sex and babies. We provide access to relationships and marriage and protection and security and structure and order and discipline. We do this. So for those of you guys out there that are simps, changing your last name to a woman last name or allowing your woman to keep her old last name, I don't know what y'all on, boy. Y'all built from something else. That's not how we rock. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 70s baby. So, you know, I'm old school with it, player. We don't rock like that. We're not built like that. Now, maybe a few of us that maybe some punks or whatever out here, but overall, no, man, we don't rock like that. I wish I would. If I marry you, my last name is your last name. It's a wrap, period. That's not even within question. Ain't no Johnson slash Smith. No, I wish I would. No, little mama, if I'm gonna marry you, my last name is how you are now identified, period. Ain't no abbreviations, ain't no dashes, ain't no none of that. You have officially been hired by your boy Tony Max, period. So your last name is Max, Tanya Max. That's all I'm saying. It's not rocket science. I've hired you, which means you represent me. You're not representing me and somebody else. You represent me, dog. And if you don't understand that going in, then it ain't gonna be no going in. You doing no tripping? Ladies, y'all got the y'all see, check this out. Y'all got the misinterpretation that we don't have options. Don't you know that the market is in our favor? Do you have any idea that it's worst case scenario, we dealing with a 7-to-1 ratio of women to men? For every one man, we got access to at least 7 different women. And I don't mean some big nasty monstrosity. I'm talking attractive, educated, paid women that are doing something for themselves. Not that we care too much about that because we're the men. So come on, you moving in with me anyway. I wish I would. I'm not gonna live with no woman. That's not gonna happen. Even if I gotta go get another house, I'm going to go get the other house. Now, if we get into it, oh gosh, to a degree, we happen to have a disagreement, a big falling out or whatever. I'll leave my house to, you the woman and, you got the kids or whatever, so I'm not gonna put you and the kids out. I mean, that's just, that's the whole point. Ladies, you take on the man's last name, and if you run across a dude that's willing to take on your last name or let you keep your last name, he a simp, he a sucker, he ain't got no backbone, period. And for those of you guys that have allowed that, no disrespect, homeboy, but that's just what it is, player. That's not how we rock, man. We don't do that. A man's man, an alpha male, we're territorial, and I'm very territorial. You minds. White women understand that they belong to their husbands. They belong to, yes, they belong. They have papers on them. That's what that contract is. That's a contract of ownership. Again, not in the vein of you're my slave and I'm your dictator. No, you my gal. You not just my girlfriend, you are officially my wife. This thing is official. I got a ring on you, you got a ring on me, so I belong to you and you belong to me, and that's just what it is. Latin women understand this. Asian women understand this. I'm such a fan of the Asian culture. I love the respect of their culture because they never have none of these problems. She's gonna raise her daughters to serve the men and boys in the family because they understand in their culture they are raised to be wives. They are trained to be wives. White women are trained from little girls to be wives. Look at the movies and the TV shows and the books. White women are trained from children to be wives. Asian women are trained from children to be wives. Black women, y'all out of there. Love y'all to death. Sorry to say it, but y'all out of there. Y'all used to be trained to be wives, but guess what? N-I-N-D-E-P-E. Y'all remember that? I like the song. It's a jam. Everybody was jamming it, but you can't allow this stuff to dictate how you move. If you want a husband, you got to be a wife. You can't try to demand or want to be a wife and you not. Demand to and want a husband and you're not a wife. You got to be a wife inside before you can become a wife outside. So ladies, if you're successful and you want a husband, or even if you're not and you want a husband, make sure that you're a wife inside. What is a wife? A wife ain't got 1,000 tattoos on her, don't smoke and do drugs and all that old crazy stuff, because how's that gonna look in front of a child? You see, y'all gotta think about these things. These are things that y'all don't think about. Okay? So, I'm just saying, remember, if you ever run across a dude and he talking marriage and y'all on the same page and rah, if he's willing to allow you to keep your last name or hyphenate or abbreviate or whatever with his last name in addition to, he'll sucker. We're men, y'all are women, and that's just what it is. So, with that being said, I hope y'all learned a little something from this, man, and understand that this is just the way that this is supposed to go. This is not nothing to hurt your feelings. This is not nothing for you to, oh, he hates black women. No. Or what's that? I'm a narcissist, or I'm a control freak. No, I'm just telling you how it is. I believe in order, like God believes in order. And I follow his word. The same instruction manual that I read is the same one that all y'all can read. The B-I-B-L-E, basic instructions before leaving earth. There is a hierarchy, not a partnership. So, hey, thanks again for coming to the channel. Thanks for the love and the support. Peace and progress to you, baby.